What's up, guys? Oh, I don't know. I think the Super Bowl's still going on, but 25, 26, 25, 26, and 27. And the book of Numbers going on today. 25, 26, 27. God bless, guys. God bless. Christ is Lord always. Amen. So, Father God, I pray that you speak through me today. I pray that your words reach the audience that you need them to reach. I pray that you use me. I pray that we all are just instruments of your will. All right. So, let's see here. Chapter 25, verses 1 through 18 are about apostasy at Peor. So Balaam has delivered his final oracles at Peor. Now at the foot of the mountain where Balaam had been prophesying, the Israelites start whoring with the daughters of Moab and sacrificing to their gods. The juxtaposition could be more stark between the most exuberant visions of Israel's future and their present blatant infidelity to the law and the covenant. But this sort of inconsistency was not new. The same thing had happened at Sinai while Moses was being given instructions on building the tabernacle. The people were making and worshiping the golden calf. And at Kadesh, the wonderful prospect of entry of the land was dashed by national unbelief. These earlier episodes are alluded to here in chapter 25, and various details in the apostasy parallel earlier ones. What is missing here is the threat to destroy the whole nation or delay the entry of Canaan. God's plan is going to be implemented despite Israel's unfaithfulness, as Deuteronomy 9:5 puts it. Not because of your righteousness are you going to possess their land, but because of the wickedness of these nations, that he may confirm the word of the Lord sworn to your fathers. Okay, so verse 1, chapter 25, verse 1, the word Shittim was the final encampment before the Israelites crossed the Jordan. This is possibly the area known as El Hammam, which is about 10 miles east of Jericho. At this site, there are impressive remains from the time of David, including massive outer walls, fortress towers, and a large sloping embankment. So verses 1 and 2, whore and sacrifice of their gods. 8 echoes the term used in Exodus. The peoples were breaking the first commandment given after the golden calf apostasy. So that's them worshiping something that they're not supposed to be worshiping. Okay. And then Baal was the main Canaanite fertility god whom Israel was constantly tempted to worship. Okay, let's see here. While Israel lived in Shittim, the people began to whore their daughters of Moab. These invited the people to the sacrifices of their gods, and people ate and bowed down to their gods. So Israel yoked himself to Baal of Peor, and the anger of the Lord was kindled against Israel. And the Lord said to Moses, "Take all the chiefs of the people and hang them in the sun before the Lord, and the fierce anger of the Lord may turn away from Israel." And Moses said to the judges of Israel, "Each of you kill those of his men who have yoked themselves to Baal of Peor." So if they're worshiping Peor, Baal of Peor, not good. God's like, forget those guys, they done. So the fierce anger of the Lord is drastic execution was the only possible way to obliterate the perversion of Baal worship and the accompanying prostitution of the daughters of Moab, and so to assuage the Lord's fierce anger, hang them in the sun. This most likely refers to ancient Near Eastern practice of impaling dead bodies on a stick after execution for heinous crimes, as a form of disgrace rather than burying the bodies, and as a public warning to all those who be tempted to engage in such perversion themselves. Oof, that's tough. So God's like trying to make an example out of what happens if, or just show people that they shouldn't be worshiping those. And he's doing this out of love. He's like, guys, like, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. And then he's like, as of a form of, what's the word? What is the word? What's the word I'm thinking of? As a form of, to kind of stop someone from doing something. Yeah, it's right on the tip of my tongue. But so to kind of sort of proactively prevent someone from doing, as a deterrent is the word, as a deterrent from doing that, after they were killed, he kind of was leaving them out for everyone to see. They didn't get buried. After they were executed, I should say. And behold, so then verse 6, publicly flouting this ban on liaisons with foreign women, liaisons. Publicly flouting this ban on liaisons with foreign women, a chief's son takes a Midianite princess into a tent near the tabernacle. Moabites and Midianites collaborated in hiring Balaam and evidently in the seduction of Israel also. So let's read about it. And behold, one of the people of Israel came and brought a Midianite woman to his family in the sight of Moses and in the sight of the whole congregation of the people of Israel, while they were weeping in the entrance of the tent meeting. When Phinehas, the son of Eleazar, son of Aaron, the priest, saw it, he rose and left the congregation and took a spear in his hand and went after the men of Israel into the chamber and pierced both of them, the man of Israel and the woman, through the belly. Thus the plague on the people of Israel was stopped. So the high priest's son goes after the chief's son and the princess and executes them on the spot, perhaps in the very act of intercourse. It doesn't actually say, it's kind of ambiguous as to when it happens, but the punishment without waiting for trial corresponds to the Levites' slaughter of the golden calf worshippers. In the case of the Levites, this led to their being set apart as the priestly tribe. For this part, Phinehas was rewarded with heading a permanent priestly dynasty. Phinehas's grandfather Aaron had halted a plague by offering incense, and he stops this one by killing the prince and princess. Nevertheless, those who died by the plague were 24,000. So, though the plague was stopped by Phinehas' intervention, still a huge number died. This parallels the plague in Sinai and Kadesh. So, if you just to kind of explain things a little bit, Israel constantly is doing what God tells them not to do and is getting punished for it. They have these times of doing like great and actually following God, and then sliding back and like worshiping and following another deity that is not God. God gets upset by it. He punishes them. He actually essentially spanks Israel for doing what they're not supposed to be doing. Sets like their own God, right? God is the God of Israel. He puts plagues on Israel because they aren't doing what they're supposed to be doing. They are not only not doing what they are not only doing what they're not supposed to be doing, but they're like worshiping, which they're not supposed to worship another God, but they're like throwing God's words out the side, not caring about it at all, and worshiping another God instead. One that's no good for them. But to continue, And the Lord said to Moses, Phinehas, the son of Eleazar, son of Aaron, the priest, has turned back my wrath from the people of Israel, in that he was jealous with my jealousy among them, so that I did not consume the people of Israel in my jealousy. Therefore say, behold, I give to my covenant of peace, and it shall be to him and to his descendants after him, that the covenant of a perpetual priesthood, because he was jealous of his God and made atonement for the people of Israel. The name of the slain man of Israel who was killed by the Midianite woman was Zimri, the son of Salu, chief of a father's house belonging to the Simeonites. And the name of the Midianite woman who was killed was Cosbi, the daughter of Zur, who was the tribal head of his father's house in Midian. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, harass the Midianites and strike them down, for they have harassed you with their wiles, and which they beguiled you in the matter of Peor, and in the matter of Cosbi, the daughter of the chief of Midian, their sister, who was killed on the day of the plague on account of Peor. Now, this ongoing struggle with the Midian is reported in chapters 31 and then also in Judges 6 through 8. So we're only on chapter 26, but I guess we're going to circle back to it. Now, for chapter 26, the second census is being done. Then we're going to see in verse 1 that Eleazar has now taken over from Aaron, his father. And then verses 9 through 11 recall the events in chapter 16. And then I'll get to that part when I get there. After the plague, the Lord said to Moses and to Eleazar, the son of Aaron the priest, take a census of all the congregation of people of Israel from 20 years old and upward by their father's house, all in Israel. And they're doing this census because a lot of people died with the plague because of them not listening to God and worshiping Baal instead of God. But by their father's house in Israel who are able to go to war. And Moses and Eleazar the priest spoke with them in the plains of Moab by Jordan at Jericho, saying, take a census of the people from 20 years old and upward, as the Lord commanded Moses. The people of Israel who came out of the land of Egypt were Reuben, the firstborn of Israel, the sons of Reuben, of Hanok, the clan of the Hanakites, and Palu, the clan of the Paluites, of Herzon, and the clan of the Herzonites, of Carmi, the clan of the Carmites. These are the clans of the Reubenites, and those listed were 43,730, and the sons of Palu, Eliab, the sons of Eliab, Nimiel, Dathan, and Abiram. These are Dathan and Abiram, chosen from the congregation who contended against Moses and Aaron in the company of Korah. When they contended against the Lord, the earth opened its mouth and swallowed them together with Korah. Then the company died. It's just to go back, right? They were arguing with Moses, trying to say that I believe that it was them that, let's go back. Chapter 16, I don't want to, if I remember correctly, they were trying to pull everyone away from Moses and saying that, and Aaron, and saying that why does God speak to you guys? Story demonstrating privileges, which is heretics. Claims that since all in the so they're saying that they're trying to say that everyone is holy in the congregation because they're all from God's people in Israel. It's like why is it just Aaron's family that gets to be the people that carry the tabernacle and all that stuff? And then basically the exact way God comes up and swallows them up in a hole for not listening. As soon as he had finished speaking all these words, the ground underneath them split apart, and the earth opened its mouth and swallowed them up. And with their household, all the people who belonged to Korah and all their goods. Let's see. God, yeah, so they were trying to be the ones who were in charge of the priesthood. They were saying, like, why are these the ones that are in charge of it? We're all special. Like, these Levites aren't any more special than us. People just being haters and jealous of other people's and what they got going on. God doesn't always pick all of us to do the same thing. The plans that he has for me are not the plans for you. I'm going to end up in different positions than you're going to end up, and that's fine. Right? You don't hate on me for what God gave me, and I'm not gonna hate on you for what God gave you. You know, I know my plans, my path, is different than whatever your reality is, and vice versa. You just gotta let go and let God. We all got paradise waiting for us at the end, anyways. But to continue. But the sons of Korah did not, and they became a warning. But the sons of the earth opened up its mouth and swallowed them up together with Korah. When that company died, when the fire devoured 250 men, and they became a warning. But the sons of Korah did not die. The sons of Simeon, according to their clans, of Nimiel, the clan of Nimuelites, of Jamin, and the clan of the Jaminites, of Jashin, and the Jashanites, and Zerah, the clan of the Zerites, and the Shaul, the clan of the Shaulites. These are the clans of the Simeonites, 22,200. The sons of Gad, according to their clans, of Zephon, the clan of Zephonites, of Hagi, the clan of the Haggites, and Shuni, the clan of the Shunites, of Ozni, the clan of the Oznites, of Eri, the clan of the Erinites, of Arad, the clan of the Aredites, and Oreli, the clan of the Arelites. These are the clans of the sons of Gad as they were listed, 40,500. So we're just going to be going over all of these clans, basically. Okay. The sons of Gad were listed 40,500. The sons of Judah were and Onan died in the land of Canaan. And the sons of Judah, according to their clan, were of Shelah, the clan of the Shilonites, and Perez, the clan of the Perizzites, and Zerah, the clan of the Zerahites. And the son of Perez was Perez were Herzon, and the clan of the Herzonites, and of Hamuel, and the clan of the Hamuelites. These each, the clan of Judah, were listed 76,500. The sons of Issachar, according to their clans, of Tola, and the clan of the Tolaites, of the Puva, and the clan of the Punites, and of Jashub, and the clan of the Jashubites, Shimron, and the clan of the Shimronites. These were the clans of Issachar, and they were listed 64,300. The sons of Zebulun, according to their clan, of Sered, the clan of the Seredites, of Elon, the clan of the Elonites, and Jehiel, and the clan of the Jehielites. These are the clans of the Zebulunites, and those were listed 60,500. The sons of Joseph, according to their clans, Manasseh and Ephraim. The sons of Manasseh were Machir, the clan of the Machirites, and Machir was the father of the Gilead. Of Gilead, the clan of the Gileadites. These were the sons of Gilead, of Eazer, and the clan of the Ezerites, the Helik, and the clan of the Helikites, and of Azriel, and the clan of the Azraelites, and of Sechem, and the clan of the Sechemites, and Shmediah, and the clan of the Shmediites, and Hepher, the clan of the Hepherites. Now Zelophehad, the son of Hepher, had no sons but daughters, and the name of his daughters were Zelophehad, and were Mahala, Noah, Hagla, Milcah, and Tirzah. These are the clans of Manasseh, and those were listed 52,700. These are the sons of Ephraim, according to their clans, Zuthala, or Shuthala, the clan of the Shuthalites, of Becher, the clan of the Becherites, Tahan, the clan of the Tanites, And these were the sons of the Shuthelah. Of Aaron, the clan of the Aaronites. These were the clans of the sons of Ephraim. As they were listed, 32,500. These are the sons of Joseph according to their clans. The sons of Benjamin according to their clans. Of Bela and the clan of the Belaites. Of Ashbel and the clan of the Ashbelites. Of Ahiram and the clan of the Hiramites. Of Shephufam and the clan of the Shuphamites. Hufam and the clan of the Hufamites. And the son of Bela were Ard and Naaman. Ard, the clan of the Ardites, Naaman and the clan of the Naamites. These are the sons of Benjamin according to their clans, and those listed were 45,600. These are the sons of Dan according to their clans. Of Shuham, the clan of the Shuhamites. These are the clans of Dan according to their clans. All the clans were the Shuhamites, as they were listed, were 64,400. The sons of Asher according to their clans. Of Imnah, the clan of the Imnites. Of Ishvi, the clan of the Ishvites. Of Berea, the clan of the Berites. And the son of Berea. Of Heber, the clan of the Heberites. Of Machiel, the clan of the Machalites. And the name of the daughter of Asher was Sarah. These were the clans of the sons of Asher as they were listed, 53,400. The sons of Naphtali according to their clans. Of Jaziel, the clan of the Jazielites. Of Guni, the clan of the Gunites. Of Jezer, the clan of the Jezerites. Of Shelem, the clan of the Shelemites. These are the clans of the Naphtali according to their clans, and those listed 45,400. This was the list of the people of Israel, 601,730. The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, "Among these land shall be the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, "Among these the land shall be divided for inheritance according to the number of names. To a large tribe you shall give a large inheritance, and to a small tribe you shall give a small inheritance. Every tribe shall be given its inheritance in proportion to its list, but the land shall be divided by lot. According to the names of the tribes of their fathers they shall inherit. Their inheritance shall be divided according to the lot between the larger and the smaller." Let's see here. So verses 57 to 62 is about the Levites over a month old are counted. Their number has increased from 22,000 to 23,000. So they've been out there reproducing. But here we go. And that ends 26. And then all we got is chapter 27. But this was the list of the Levites according to their clans. Of Gershon and the clan of Gershonites. Of Kohath and the clan of the Kohathites. Of Merari and the clan of the Merarites. These are the clans of the Levites. The clan of the Libnites and the clan of the Hebronites and the clan of the Mahalites and the clan of the Mushites and the clan of the Korathites. And Kohath was the father of Amram. The name of Amram's wife was Jochebed, the daughter of Levi, who was born to Levi in Egypt, and she bore to Amram, Aaron, and Moses, and Miriam, their sister. And to Aaron were born Nadab, Abihu, Eleazar, and Ithamar, but Nadab and Abihu died when they offered unauthorized fire by the Lord. So again, those two were Aaron's sons. All of Aaron's kids are like high priests, or like his lineages of high priests. The Levites work with the tabernacle in general on kind of like have this kind of holy duty. And then of them, Aaron's like line specifically has got like this high priestess of it, and his kids Nadab and Abihu, they had a job they didn't follow according to what God told them to do. So when they try to do things incorrectly, they end up dying. Because you got to strictly follow what God tells you to do when He's directly telling you what to do, especially in this instance. So let's go. Unauthorized fire before the Lord, and those listed were 23,000, every male from a month old upward, for there were not listed among the people of Israel, because they were no inheritance given to them among the people of Israel. Again, the Levites, they didn't have their own inheritance, because like a tithe, they're kind of like the church, so they're being supported by everybody else. It's kind of giving them stuff and taking care of them. And God is making sure they're getting taken care of by everybody else. These were those listed by Moses, Eleazar the priest, who listed the people of Israel in the plains of Moab by the Jordan at Jericho. But among these there was not one of those listed by Moses and Aaron, the priest, who had listed the people of Israel in the wilderness of Sinai. For the Lord had said to them, they shall die in the wilderness. Not one of them was left except for Caleb the son of Jephunneh and Joshua the son of Nun. So let's see, chapter 27 is our last chapter for today. And so Noah here is a woman's name and spelled differently from Noah in the Genesis. Okay. And then I'll get there when I get there. Hold on. Then drew near the daughters of Zelophehad, the son of Hepher, the son of Gilead, son of Machir, the son of Manasseh, from the clans of Manasseh, the son of Joseph. The name of his daughters were Mahlah, Noah, Hagla, Milcah, and Tirzah. And they stood before Moses and before Eleazar the priest and before the chiefs and all the congregation at the entrance of the tent of meeting, saying, let's see here. Our father died in the wilderness. He was not among the company of those who gathered themselves together against the Lord in the company of Korah, but died from his own sin, and he had no sons. Why should the name of our father be taken away from his clan because he had no son? Give to us a possession among our father's brothers. So when it says that he was not, let's read that again. He was not among the company of those who gathered themselves together against the Lord in the company of Korah. It's not clear why Zelophehad's daughters mention this thing in particular. Perhaps those involved in Korah's rebellion lost their right to inheritance, or perhaps these daughters just wanted to make clear that their father had not been among those notorious sinners, nor is it clear why they raised the issue of their inheritance, as it was designed to assess the size of the tribes with a view to giving them sufficient land. Maybe the Manassite were already thinking of setting northern Transjordan after defeating Og, king of Bashan. In any case, their quest shows the faith of their women, that they were sure that the land would be conquered as assigned. So Moses brought their case before the Lord. So again, they're just bringing that up because they're like, look, like, our father died in the wilderness. He was not among the Korah, the people that were with Korah, because she was like twisted, or Korah, a guy's name. I'm always thinking it's a girl's name, but Korah is a guy's name, right? So they're saying that they're not our dad wasn't with them, right? We're separate from them. And they're like trying to plead that they shouldn't be punished for it, in the sense of this inheritance. But Moses brought their case before the Lord, and the Lord said to Moses, the daughters of Zelophehad are right. You shall give them possession of an inheritance among their father's brothers and transfer the inheritance of their father to them. So just goes to show God is a just God and he's fair. And when you reach out to him and you talk to him, he shall answer you. God answers every single one of your prayers all the time. Sometimes he doesn't answer them the way that you want. Sometimes he does. But that's how life is. It's not about what you want. It's about what you need, and God's going to always give you what you need. In this case, God knew that they needed that. And when they wanted it and they needed it and it was aligned with God's will, they got it. So let's say again. Where are we at? You shall give them possession of an inheritance among their father's brothers and transfer the inheritance of their fathers to them. And you shall speak to the people of Israel, saying, if a man dies and has no son, you shall transfer his inheritance to his daughter. And if he has no daughter, then you shall give his inheritance to his brothers. And if he has no brothers, then you shall give his inheritance to his father's brothers. And if his fathers has no brothers, then you shall give his inheritance to the nearest kinsman of his clan, and he shall possess it. And it shall be the people of Israel a statute and rule, as the Lord commanded Moses. So now verses 12 through 23 to end this chapter are about Joshua commissioned as Moses' successor. And there's something cool about that I'm going to bring up after I'm done. But the sin of Moses and Aaron and Meribah meant they could not enter the land, so successor to Moses had been appointed. The Lord designates Joshua as his successor. Then Joshua stands before Eleazar, the high priest, and Moses lays his hand on him, publicly declaring Joshua to be successor. So, just to circle back, Moses and Aaron, and they mess up because God told them, Israel's complaining per usual about being thirsty and hungry and not wanting the food that God's giving them, even though God's abundantly giving them all that they need, because that's what Israel does. They just like to complain all the time, even though they're more than provided for. And he tells Moses, look, here's what you're going to do. God tells Moses, here's what you're going to do. You're going to tell that rock to give water, and water is going to come out. They're not going to be thirsty. But instead of telling the rock to produce water, Moses takes his staff and he hits the rock, and then nothing happens. And then he hits it again, and then water comes out. And there's like scholars aren't 100% as to why God got so upset by this. Some people believe that since it was God's word, like, that needed to be spoken for the rock to produce the water by God, Moses striking the rock is like striking God, and took offense to that, and that's the problem. Other people just think that scholars think that it's a symbol, or like symbolism of Moses trying to do it out of his own free will, or not of his own free will, but trying to force something to happen that is against God's will, because God said he wanted you to speak into the rock for the water to come out instead of hitting it. Like Moses literally tried to force something to happen, do something of his will that wasn't the way that God wanted him to do it. And then that's where the offense comes from. But either way, God was like, Moses, your job is you're supposed to be like the leader of all the Israelites. They have a hard time following you, and you showed an example of, or a poor example of following me and what I tell you. So for that, you cannot get into the promised land. And then he was still required to lead, but so he's going to hand off, basically. I'll go into it right now, though. So, like Aaron, Moses must climb to a mountain to die. From it, he will see the promised land. This command fulfilled in Deuteronomy. So the Lord said to Moses, go up into the mountain of Abarim and see the land that I have given to the people of Israel. When you have seen it, you also shall be gathered to your people as your brother Aaron was. Okay. Because you rebelled against my word in the wilderness of Zin, when the congregation quarreled, failing to uphold me as holy at the waters before their eyes. These are the waters of Meribah, of Kadesh, and in the wilderness of Zin. Moses spoke to the Lord, saying, let the Lord, the God of the spirits of all flesh, appoint a man over the congregation, who shall go out before them and come in before them, who shall lead them out and bring them in, that the congregation of the Lord may not be as sheep that have no shepherd. So the Lord said to Moses, take Joshua, the son of Nun, a man in whom the Spirit, and lay your hand on him. Make him stand before Eleazar the priest and all the congregation. You shall commission him in their sight. Okay. Now I'm going to read 20 and 21, but it says, you shall invest in him with some of your authority. Some of your authority, meaning Joshua will not have the direct communication with God that Moses had. Instead, he will have to be instructed by Eleazar the high priest, who will use the Urim and Thummim to determine God's will. The Urim and the Thummim were some sort of sacred lot and were part of the high priest's equipment. So, you shall invest in him with some of your authority, that all the congregation of the people of Israel may obey, and he shall stand before Eleazar the priest, who shall inquire for him by the judgment of Urim before the Lord. At his word they shall go out, and his word they shall come in, both he and all the people of Israel with him, the whole congregation. And Moses did as the Lord commanded him. He took Joshua, and he made him stand before Eleazar the priest and the whole congregation, and he laid his hands on him and commissioned him as the Lord directed through Moses. So, fun fact. So Moses is a representation of the law, right? Because he brings the 10 Commandments. He brings not just the 10 Commandments, everything that is like in Leviticus and Numbers. Like, he is the guy with God's rules. So, his name is Moses, right? And then comes along Joshua. And Moses, who is a representation of law, God's law, following God's law, doing what God tells you to do, he's that representation of it. He can't get you, right? Because Moses doesn't get them to the promised land. He gets to a high point on a mountain where he can see the promised land, like he can see it from here, but he will never, in life, he doesn't reach the promised land. He's going to go to heaven when he dies. But it's this giant metaphor, right? And it's very symbolic that Moses being God's rules, following God's rules, and it being all about you following God's rules isn't the thing that's going to get you to the promised land. The thing that's going to get you into the promised land is Joshua. Joshua, who comes after Moses, is going to get you to the promised land. Joshua, it's very important that you're looking at the name Joshua, because Joshua is Yeshua, and Yeshua was originally what Jesus' name is before we kind of switched Yeshua to Jesus and then that to Jesus, because like transliteration. But so it's this right now, this transfer of kind of authority and leadership from Moses to Joshua is already, or Yeshua is already hinting towards Jesus, because it's saying that following Moses isn't what gets you to the promised land, right? The Israelites have two leaders in this time in the wilderness. They have Moses, and then they're going to have Joshua. Following Moses gets you, or doesn't get you to the promised land. Following Jesus, essentially, Yeshua, Joshua, that gets you to the promised land. When you're stuck doing everything that you can, or trying to do your best, because you should be trying to do your best, but when you're focused on everything that you can do, you don't get to the promised land. When you follow nothing but, when you live by the Mosaic law, you don't get to the promised land. The one that gets you to the promised land is Yeshua, is Joshua, is Jesus. And it's not that Joshua doesn't follow the Mosaic law. You follow the Mosaic law under Joshua too, under Jesus as well. You're following the Mosaic law. But it's Yeshua, it's Jesus, that is going to be the one that takes you to the promised land. So that's very interesting that it's like that. Also, Jesus is hinted towards before that, if you guys remember, because when Moses is talking to the burning bush and he asks God, like, what do I call you? Who are you? And he says, I am that I am. That name, I am that I am, is that YHWH, right? It's and each letter has its own word, and every word has its meaning. And even then, the name that was given to Moses was broken down into I am that I am, YHWH, which is every word has a meaning. Every letter essentially has a word meaning that coincides with it, and that is behold the nail, behold the hand. So when God said that his name is I am that I am, he's also saying at the same time, my name is behold the hand, behold the nail, behold the hand. And if you know what happens to Jesus, it's his hand has nails through it that were pierced. So everything is pointing towards Jesus the whole time. So that was pointing towards Jesus when Moses was talking to God from at that point. And then later again, right now, Moses doesn't make it to the promised land. He tries to do things his own way. he tries to kind of force things to happen, and he can't make it to the promised land. Because you don't get into the promised land by you trying to force something to happen. You get to the promised land by following Joshua, Yeshua, Jesus. But yeah, God bless, guys. That was another 3 chapters. We are on chapter 28 tomorrow. We'll go 28. I think there's only 36. Yeah, there's only 36 chapters. Tomorrow we're going to do 28, 29, and 30. And then, yeah, we'll do 28 to 30. And then we'll see after that. Maybe 2, maybe 3 more days left of this book. And then we'll be done with Numbers and we'll be on to Deuteronomy. But yeah, man, we still been chipping away at this Bible thing. Thank you for your time, sir. Sorry, Mr. It's all good, man. I'm going to go post it later, so you can always just check it out. But God bless you guys. Praying that you guys had a good day. Pray that you guys realize that God is with you. Just remember God is with you. Pray that you guys are grateful for all things. Praying that you have a good, like I said, good day. I really hope tomorrow you guys all wake up and like or today, if you're seeing this later, you wake up, or from this point that you see this, that you understand that God is truly for you, that you're not upset if things haven't always worked out the way that you've wanted them to, but you understand that God never wanted us to have an extremely painful life. He doesn't want us to have a bunch of suffering. He understands and uses the suffering that we've brought in to our own lives, but it's not like he wanted it for us. He would have loved for Adam and Eve just to choose to follow him from the jump, but they brought sin in, and we all have sin in our DNA now, and it's kind of like just like inside of us, and we chose to walk away from him, but he still gives us this ability to choose him every day. And I just pray that you guys realize that he truly is for you. Every single one of you guys, he's for you so much, and he wants you guys. He wants to see you happy. He wants to see you succeed. He wants to see you. He wants to see that you don't have fear. He wants to take away the fear. He wants to take you away from take away all the anxiety. He wants to take away all the pain in your life. He wants you to just give it to him, because he's already bore that cross. He's already carried all of it, right? Everything that you're going through in life, man, you should just be like, you know what? God's got me. I know I'm like every situation that you're going in, he's going to use it, right? It's going to work out in the end, right? And even if your days suck, and this is like a kind of a hard pill to swallow, but even if every single one of your days suck, every single one on earth, it's nothing compared to an eternity in paradise with him. I see so many people that just don't want to, like, that their heart is so hardened, they refuse to believe that God is real, that they call him a fairy tale. They just like mock him, call him a sky daddy, and make believe. They try to bash me and call me certain names for believing in God, and it's just like, you really see that there are people that hearts are so hardened that they will never turn back to him. It's very unfortunate, because like where they're gonna end up, and it's just like, man, why can't you just turn around? That's because it's all like God will forgive all, like, anybody for anything that they've done. God's forgiveness is as vast as the east is from the west, and that's like infinite, right? God will forgive us from anything if we choose to be forgiven, if we choose to accept his forgiveness. And like, that's just like something they don't understand, that like it's there for you. He's there for you. His grace, his forgiveness, his love, it's there. You just have to turn around and like accept it. Like he actually will bless you, whether you like throughout your whole life, he'll bless you and he'll make good things happen to you, because there are good times for bad. There's good times for good and times for bad for all of us throughout life, right? And he's going to make sure that you have good times too, whether you believe in him or not, whether you choose him or not. He's going to be there for you. But the only thing he just doesn't freely just give to anybody is that that forgiveness. Like, you have to actually ask for that. He'll bless you regardless. He'll take care of you regardless. He'll give you things regardless. You're gonna wake up and you're gonna have like that daily bread. You're gonna have everything you need to get to tomorrow every single time, no matter what. Abundantly, even more than you realize. But you have to ask for the forgiveness. And that's it. That's the only thing you have to do, is ask for the forgiveness. But it's like the most important part. And all you have to do is ask. That's it. It's like, I see so many people that they just refuse. And like, it hurts me really. I'm like, dude, like, you just gotta ask. That's it. And you know what? Like, just kind of thinking about, there's a lot of people that just refuse help. I don't know. Their hearts are so hard. They just really refuse help. And God's the ultimate help. Like I said, he's trying to pull us out of this thing that's gonna burn our soul, you know? He's like, I don't want you to go that way. He wants us to have the opposite. He wants us to be in paradise with him. He truly wants us to be in paradise with him. But he can't force us to choose him. Or like, he could, because he can do anything, but like, then there's no free will. So he gave us free will, and now he has to let us choose. You know? And like, yeah, it really just sucks seeing so many people not want to choose him, when I know he's real, and I know he loves us, and I know he wants to take care of us. And it's just like, and then when you hear the reasons for why, it's usually they got hurt, or they prayed and it didn't get answered, or whatever. But then you listen to it and you're like, it was like something I said earlier. It's not that God never answered their prayers. It's he didn't answer it the way they wanted. And those are two different things. When you're upset that things didn't go the way that you want, you're the one who's trying to be God. You're the one who's trying to be in control. But that's not what following God is about. You follow God. You are not God. And that just willingness to be underneath God, underneath anybody, the unwillingness to do so is a big problem that a lot of people have. And it just like, man, just let go. It's so freeing over here on the other side. But don't worry about nothing. I understand that, you know, there's good times and there's bad times. I understand that pain's gonna happen. I understand that it's our fault. And people be like, I never did nothing wrong. Da, 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 da. It's like, man, we all suck. We all fall short from God's, just like the standards that God's have. We aren't as righteous as we think. We are all sinners. We all don't deserve any of this, but God's gonna take care of us anyways. It's just, I don't know. It hurts. I just pray that everybody just opens up their heart. It really sucks because, like, I'm talking to you guys, and I feel like the ones who are actually listening to this message are the ones that kind of have already heard this. I really hope that people who are on the fence are hearing this and trying to or just truly listening to what I'm trying to tell them. But because I feel like anybody who's not listening, or most people who don't believe in God, probably aren't gonna have listened to it to this far, you know. But that's what is amazing about God. And for all I know, there's people who are listening to this thing who have never thought about God in that way. And maybe this sparks something in them. So, and that's why you gotta just let go, right? Let God do his thing. So, yeah, I pray that I spoke God's word today. I pray that he used my mouth as an instrument of his will. And I pray that those who needed to hear this message, hear this message. Pray that everybody's heart is softened, because all of our hearts need to be a little bit more soft. And I just pray that we all are not just Christians, but by name, but by Christians in actual character. People should be able to spot us out and be like, oh, that's a Christian, before we even say we're Christian, you know. Dude needed this today, especially. God is really speaking through you, and it is awesome to see. Amen, man. God bless you, brother. God bless all of you guys. Like I said, God loves you guys. Just truly know he does. He loves every single one of us so much. Amen, guys. Good night.